Something unprecedented is happening on DoorDash right now. Experienced Dashers, people who have been doing this for years, are leaving the platform in droves. And I'm not talking about the newbies who quit just after a week. I'm talking about the veterans with thousands of deliveries under their belt. The reason? It's not what you think. And what I'm about to reveal in this video will change how you see this platform forever. So stay with me until the end, because if you're still dashing, you need to hear this. Today, we're diving into something serious: the DoorDash Dasher Exodus. Why are so many experienced drivers just walking away? I've been digging through driver forums, reading hundreds of comments, and experiencing these changes firsthand. And what I found, it's alarming. So let's get into it. First, let me show you that I'm not just talking to talk about this. This is happening everywhere. I've been monitoring driver communities, Facebook groups, Reddit forums, and the comments, even in my own videos. And the pattern is clear. Longtime dashers are just calling it quits. Look at the comments on my previous videos about why dashers are quitting. Over 300 comments on this one video, and majority are from drivers with 2, 3, even 5 years experience saying they are just done. One comment said, and I quote, "Been dashing since 2019, made great money for years, but the last 6 months, everything changed. The algorithm is against us now. I'm out." Another one said, 4,000 deliveries completed. Never thought I'd quit. But DoorDash doesn't value experienced drivers anymore. They want cheap labor. This isn't isolated. This is a trend, and it's accelerating. In my own market here, I've noticed fewer familiar faces, the dashers that you see every single day, dashers that you used to see in the same hot spots. They're gone. So what's driving this mass exodus of drivers? Let me break it down for you. The number one reason dashers are leaving: the algorithm changes. DoorDash has been quietly rolling out updates to their algorithm over the past year, and these changes are absolutely devastating drivers' earnings. Let me explain what's exactly happening. First, the order priority system has changed. It used to be that experienced dashers with high ratings got first dibs on the best orders. That made sense, right? Reward drivers who have proven themselves. But now, DoorDash is prioritizing new drivers. They want to hook them with good orders, get them excited, and then once they're committed, and then the quality drops off the cliff. This is true the honeymoon phase of DoorDash. I've known dashers who have started and have tested this, and they were getting $8 orders, $9 orders, $10, or left and right, orders that I never even seen on my account. Meanwhile, with me, with over 18,000 deliveries and over a 4.9 rating with customer service, I'm getting flooded with sometimes upside down orders that made sometimes absolutely no sense to accept. Second, the acceptance rate manipulation. DoorDash is now heavily penalizing drivers who decline low-paying orders. We're calling it a punishment. They're using what I call soft deactivation tactics. You decline too many orders, suddenly your app just goes completely quiet. You're not getting offers anymore. They're throttling your access to orders without officially deactivating you. And here's the kicker: they're not transparent about it at all. There's no official policy that says, hey, if you decline X% of orders, we'll limit your access. They just do it quietly in the background, and you don't know what's really going on. I've talked to dashers who went from getting 3 to 4 orders per hour, even with low acceptance rates, to getting 1 order maybe even every 2 hours, just because they started declining the garbage of $2 and $2.50 orders. Third, the hidden tip system is getting worse. DoorDash hides more of the tip than ever before. You accept an order thinking it's $6.50, and it has a plus sign if you're in the tier system, and it ends up being $6.51. Has that happened to you? Meanwhile, there's another one that might not be in the tier system. It comes through as $6.50, and the next thing you know, it's like $15. You can't make this up. They're playing games with us, and experienced dashers are just tired of it. If you want to understand exactly how the algorithm works and how to beat it, I did a deep dive video on that, and I'm going to leave it in the description of this video and the card right up here above. But here's the bottom line. DoorDash has changed the game, and they're not playing fair any longer. Reason number 2, dashers are leaving. The hidden costs are finally just catching up. When you first start dashing, you don't really think about the real costs. You kind of just see the money coming in. But then after a year or two of doing DoorDash, the reality really hits hard. Okay, so we're going to do a little math. I'm not going to do a complete breakdown because that's going to take too long, but I'm going to use some numbers and examples here. So gas, let's say you're driving 100 miles per day, 5 days a week. That's 500 miles. And then it's 2,000 miles a month at 25 miles per gallon and $3.50 per gallon. You're spending $280 per month on gas alone. That does not include other expenses such as maintenance, including oil change, tire rotations, brake pads, the wear and tear on your vehicle that you have to put a budget to side. You can probably even easily do $150 per month just for maintenance alone. Okay, insurance. If you're doing this full time, you're going to need commercial insurance. That can range depending on your insurance company, but it's an added expense. And then you have depreciation. Well, your vehicle gets depreciated every mile that you actually drive. When you all add it up, if you're not doing this right, that means if you're making like $3,000 per month, your actual take-home pay might be like $2,100. And we haven't even talked about taxes yet. I did an entire video breaking down the hidden costs of DoorDash. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. I'll leave this one in the description as well, and it's up here. The experienced dashers who are leaving, they've done this math, and they've realized that they're working for like $12 to $15 per hour. That's not worth it anymore. Reason number 3, the constant fear of deactivation. DoorDash has become trigger happy with deactivations. And the worst part, there's no transparency, no warning, no real appeal process. You can do it. They say that it got better and it's quicker, but will they really listen to what you have? Contract violations are piling up for things that aren't even in driver's control or even their fault. Customers say that they didn't get their food contract violations. Even if you have a photo proof of delivery, restaurant is closed and you can't complete the order, contract violations. Heck, it might even be immediate deactivation. Customer puts the wrong address and then reopens it as undelivered, contract violations. I've seen dashers with 5,000 plus deliveries and perfect ratings get deactivated over 2 or 3 contract violations. No warnings, no chance to explain, just gone. And when you try to appeal, yeah, good luck. You're dealing with an automated system, AI. Eventually it'll get a human review. We're going to leave it there. Experienced dashers are living in constant fear. One bad customer, one mistake, and years of work can disappear just overnight. Poof, DoorDash is gone. That's not sustainable, and that's why people are just walking away. So where are these experienced dashers going? Because they're not leaving the gig economy, gig work entirely. They're just leaving DoorDash, and the answer just might surprise you. Okay, number 1, Uber Eats. I know, I haven't covered a lot of Uber Eats much on this channel, but I still have over 5,000 deliveries on Uber Eats. But in some markets, Uber Eats pays better, especially their base pay. they have trip transparency is better. Supposedly they're doing full transparency now, and their algorithm isn't as punishing when you decline orders. They still have a tier system though. One Dasher told me, I switched to Uber Eats 3 months ago. Same market, same hours. I'm making 200 more per week. Why would I ever go back to DoorDash? Number 2, multi-apping. The smart Dashers who are staying in the game, they're not loyal to one platform anymore. I think those days are long gone. They're running DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, Grubhub, Walmart, Spark simultaneously. They cherry pick the best orders from these apps, and they're making way more money than just one single app as DoorDash. Less frustration too. Number 3, they're leaving delivery entirely. Some experienced Dashers are pivoting to rideshare, Uber, Lyft. Others are doing grocery delivery, Instacart, Shipt, Walmart, Sparks. And then you also have catering apps as well. Some are even getting W-2 jobs because the gig economy isn't what it used to be. And honestly, I don't blame them. The gig economy promised flexibility and good money, but platforms like DoorDash are squeezing drivers harder every day. Lower pay, higher expectations, zero job security. People are realizing if I'm going to work this hard, I might as well do it somewhere that actually values me as a person. All right, so what should you do if you're still dashing? Should you quit? Should you stay? Let me give you my honest take. First, run the numbers. Only you know what your expenses are, your living situation, your financial situation, but pull up your earnings from the last 3 months. Calculate your real hourly rate after gas, maintenance, and all the expenses. If you're making less than $15 per hour after costs, you need to seriously reconsider. I have a hidden cost breakdown video that walks through exactly how to calculate this. The link is in the description of this video. Second, diversify immediately. Don't put all your eggs just into one DoorDash basket. I've said this for years. Sign up for other apps. Uber Eats, Grubhub, Instacart, Walmart, Spark. There's so many you can choose from. Whatever is available in your market. Test them out, see which one treats you better, because loyalty to DoorDash is not going to pay your bills. Third, protect yourself. Get a dash cam, take photos of every delivery, even hand it to me, customers. Document everything, including in-app messages with customers, because one false customer report can end your account and you need to have evidence to fight back. Fourth, have an exit plan. I'm serious. Even if you love dashing, you need a backup plan. The algorithm can change overnight. You can stop making money that quickly, and your market can get oversaturated. How many of you have an oversaturated market? Because mine is. DoorDash can deactivate you for no reason. So what's your plan B? Think about it now before you're forced to figure it out in a panic. That's never a good thing. It's never a good feeling. Look, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to give you the real information you need to make smart decisions. That's what this channel is all about. The DoorDash Dasher Exodus, it's real. Experienced drivers are leaving because the platform has changed. And if you're feeling frustrated, burnt out, or undervalued, you're not alone. Thousands of Dashers are feeling the same exact way. Here's what I want to know from you. Are you part of the Exodus? Are you thinking about quitting DoorDash? Or have you already left the platform and found something better? Or maybe you're using it, but you're not using as much as you used to. Drop a comment below and tell me your story and what it's like in your own market. What's the final straw that would actually make you quit DoorDash? I talked earlier in this video about a breakdown of all the hidden costs you have as a DoorDash driver. I'm going to leave it up right here so you can watch this one up next.